Do you know 50% of all patients admitted in critical care unit have central line placed in them? And do you also know around 28,000 patients die due to infection of central line in United States alone, which has the highest standard of healthcare facility. Now think for a while, if your country's population is much bigger than US and healthcare facilities are not at par as United States, imagine how bigger this problem could be in your country. As per the studies, the biggest reason for central line infection is poor handling of line. Here in this presentation, we will learn the basic of central line care and try to be good central line handler. Are you ready? Let's start. To start with, let's see few basics about central line. It's basically a large bore IV line going to a major blood vessel. Alright, simple. It comes in various lumen. Commonly we see single lumen, double lumen or triple depending on use. Nowadays we have quadruple tube with 4 lumen. It's basically made of PVC material which is definitely not allergic to human. Its area of placement as we all know are both jugular vein, subclavian vein, femoral veins. Placement depends on expertise who places it. But what shall be the ideal site for insertion shall be discussed in the later part of the presentation. Now let's see some of the important use of central line in patient care. Number one, to get bigger venous access. When patient is in shock, requiring vasopressor support. Secondly, to give irritant drugs like KCL, amphotericin B, other chemo drugs, etc. Thirdly, when patient required to be given total parenteral nutrition. Lastly, in the form of HD catheter where it can also be used for dialysis. Now let us see the scenario where you cannot insert central line. Like patient of deranged coagulopathy, patient in disseminated intravascular coagulation state called as DIC. Of course, this can be corrected with blood products and line can be inserted later on. And suppose you have an infection at the site of insertion, then you should avoid that site or rather change the site. Same is true for the injury around the insertion site. It's better to change the site. Complications due to central line do occur and some of them are life threatening. Like while inserting subclavian line especially, there are chances of pneumothorax. All other less common problem but critical issues are shown on the screen, including catheter misplacement, cardiac injury and arrhythmias are some of them. I know you all know steps of central line insertion, but let's revise it here again. Inserter usually gets scrubbed. If not in your hospital, then it's a crime from their end. Skin area, if hair is clipped, avoid shaving to prevent bleeding and infection. Area then is cleaned with hospital approved antiseptic, usually alcohol based. Then to prevent pain, local anesthesia is given. Then the line is inserted either with USG guided or landmark technique. Next, suturing and dressing is done and routine chest x-ray is performed to see any complication. So the question arises why we need to take so much of care for the line. Answer is in simple words. The line which we are inserting penetrates the skin. So along with it takes skin flora with it and can infect the blood vessel and cause bloodstream infection which later progresses to sepsis and lastly to septic shock. So what is the definition of CLABSI? It's defined as patient developing sign and symptoms of infection after 48 hours of placement of central line with lab confirming blood culture as positive. Actually, it's a diagnosis of exclusion when no other source of infection is suspected. Let's see how central line is colonized with germs. Number one source is due to line is colonized is while insertion itself. Then there it's get infected by inserter who is not following sterile insertion practices. Number two, source is when central line is not handled properly after insertion, like it's connected to unsterile IV fluid, or caregiver is not following hand hygiene while handling the central line ports. Third way a central line gets infected is when the infections come from the distant source. Other sources like patient may be having urinary tract infection or VAP, etc. Center for Disease Control has suggested guidelines to prevent central line infection. These guidelines are further based on pre-procedure, during procedure and post-line insertion care. It is this post-procedure precaution which are important for all nurses. Let's see each one by one.